Queue here. Ok. Tati, stai la coadă. Că e foarte multă lume. Guriță, am pierdut masca. Nu mai am. Așa că uite, au el măștia acolo. Întreabă dacă poți să ia una, că am pierdut-o. Unfortunately, I lost my mask.
That's fine, you can take one of these. I'm going to ask you to change into these ones.
All right.
Can you put the paper one on, please?
Yeah.
So we'll start the tour in about 5 minutes, okay? Yeah. We'll have just a film to see first of all. We'll have a look now just now, and we'll start in 5 minutes.
Și ăsta care beam, ăsta e ăla de 12. Trei de ăsta. The gold.
Ticket
De 12 ani.
holder, 30 de ani.
Da. Ăsta de 18 ani. De 15 ani. Care e ăla de 15 ani? Ăsta. E 55. Iar ăsta de 18 ani e 95. Dar deja vorbești de altfel. Dacă stau să mă gândesc bine cât e Aberfeldy un asta de 12 ani, e 35 de lire, nu?
25.
20, n-are cum să fie 25.
26 de lire, mamă, era fost.
De acolo și aici e 35?
Da.
Că mai bine le-au cumpărat sticla din cos, scuze.
Când mergi, mamă, nu mai pot atâta. Frumoasă, da. Tati.
Aha. Ce era?
Drăguț. Foarte scumpe, deci ori au scumpit prețurile acum, foarte scumpe, adică păi nu mai bine mi-l iau din supermarket, că e cel puțin 10 lire mai puțin.
240.
Auci.
20 de ani de chile. 21.
Uite, asta e cel mai mult 31.
1200.
Și nu costă decât 1200 de lire. Ieftin ca brad. Deci, pe unde o luăm? Sorry.
Aici e... toilet.
Around about 10:35, one of our tour guides will collect you. We'll take you into the warehouse where we're doing our talk on the production of the whisky, and then we'll come back and we'll have your whiskey set up for you. Now, unfortunately, you cannot taste any whiskey whilst you're here today. That's fine. Everything is pre-bottled. Take them away and you'll be able to enjoy them later on. Okay,
that's fine. Excellent.
So please, if you'd like to have a seat in the auditorium, the film will start automatically in the next 2 minutes for you. Okay?
Okay, excellent. If I want to go straight into the museum?
No, watch the film first and then go through to the museum afterwards. The film sets the scene.
Alright.
We'll be with you in a few seconds, guys.
Thank you.
Câteva secunde.
Și ne ia la întrebări? Sau
Ce da întrebări?
ne pun întrebări? Ia uite, fantomele. S-a trântit o ușă.
Se închid ele singure sau automate?
Fantomele!
Aberfeldy.
Deci și ce-ți spune pe harta aia? Ia arată-mi harta.
Așa ai harta, cum e magazinul, unde intrăm noi.
Da.
Și când ajungi la o poză din aia, o să vezi o poză pusă
să
lângă
pui-
ceva. Apeși pe ăsta, scanezi poza și ți apare pe tabletă istorie. De poze respective, sau unde ești, sau ce faci, sau ce de
Da, da, da. Perfect. Și acum, momentan, o să așteptăm să... Punem un pic de pauză.
Made-up story from a market department.
There's a lot of real history, a lot of proper old documents. I like getting my hands dirty. It is about picking up the things that Thomas Dewar touched, that John Dewar touched.
And these are real people and true, real kind of men of substance. John Dewar was born in 1805, just near here, up in the hills in the crofts, Shenvail. When he was a young man, he walked to Perth, where most people were drinking cognac and Irish whiskies. So he had a mission, clearly, get them drinking Scotch. Blended whisky, as we know it, came from John Dewar. I mean, it became more consistent and it became more drinkable, and he put his name on it. It was pride and it was heritage, and you're putting your family name on the line.
John built his name on this kind of foundation of quality, making a blended whiskey that people could trust if it had John Dewar's name on the bottle. We started to win award after award. Today we've won more than 400 awards at international competitions, and Dewar's is the most awarded blended Scotch in the world. And then we won the Royal Warrant in 1893. We've been the supplier to the Royal Household ever since Queen Victoria, the only blended whisky company to achieve that.
So from pretty humble beginnings in a croft in rural Perthshire, today Dewar is the number one selling Scotch in the US. Two of his sons joined the business. So there was John Alexander and John Jr. He was very sensible because he built Aberfeldy Distillery.
Aberfeldy is the inspiration for all of the Dewar range. The honey sweetness, the floral notes of the slight hint of smokiness that we find at the end is found throughout the whole of the Dewar's family. It's a wonderful single malt, but it's also wonderful in a blend because it adds depth, it adds complexity, and it adds interest to the blend.
I know that the heart malt, oh that's lovely, the heart malt of Dewar's white label is Aberfeldy. Aberfeldy has a lovely smooth texture, sort of waxiness, which I'm picking up in this. So this is, I mean, one of the significant aspects of white label is this smoothness.
always had that sort of intrigue for us as to this is where it all started from. I always feel when I drive up here this slightly mystical feeling of maybe it's raining sometimes the sun's out, but there's and you think, well, that's where.
Ouch!
Free samples. Ca să le guste. Duty free samples. Free samples.
Ce ai găsit acolo?
Oje.
Amintiri.
Master of
Ia, semnează-te și tu aici. Ha, ia, stai jos.
Că suntem azi? 22 a 10.
23.
23.
23 a 10. Scrie numele nostru. Și trebuie să scrii și niște comentarii.
my collection now is I got about 7 different whiskey blends, right? But yours is the best.
Right. Okay, come in.
Have a seat. Yeah, there are sanitizers, hand sanitizers there if you want to use them. So you can have a seat, there's a seat over here if any of you would like to use it. In 30. Malt whisky was the only whisky that was produced and drank. And malt whisky can be made only from malted barley and is produced from, is distilled from a pot still. So, and then in roughly, I think it was 1830, a man called Aeneas Coffey designed a still that allowed for continual distillation as opposed to pot still distillation. What's the plot? Grain whiskey, sorry, malt whiskey. What's the plot? Sorry, I've been off the last 2 days, so what's the plot? Grain whiskey is, yeah, what's the plot?
You're talking about coffee stills.
Yeah, coffee stills. So, the coffee still allowed for continual distillation as opposed to from a column still as opposed to batch processing from a pot still. And grain whiskey is much cheaper to produce than malt whiskey. If you get going back again to that time, malt whiskey was much stronger in taste but harsh on the palate. People didn't mature their whiskey like they do now. The whole maturation process just gradually evolved. And people at that time tended to drink whiskey either straight from the still, or if they put it into casks, or bottle it straight from the still, or if they put it into casks, it wasn't in casks for very long. Malt whiskey, strong in taste but harsh on the palate. And then along came grain whiskey.